Dang it. We did some research and we determined that using a business credit card was the right decision for our assisted living business. But how do we do that when I'm not the one using the card on a daily basis and when I'm living out of state? We'll get into that in today's video. Hi, everybody. I'm Brandon Gustafson. I own and operate two assisted living facilities, and I created this channel to help people just like you learn the ins and outs of investing in assisted living. Welcome to Assisted Living Investing. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we talked about how do credit card rewards work for a small business. Go ahead and watch that and comment down below if you have experience working with the point system with your credit card for your small business. I'd love to hear about that. Today, I'm going to get into how I use it for my personal business. How do I use it for my assisted living facilities, and what's that process like? I've talked about this before, and I'll link it up above. Our facilities are out of state, so I'm not the one that's purchasing items. I have my administrators doing it. So who has access to our cards? Each of our facilities has their own separate card. In each of those separate cards at each facility, this is because we have two separate entities. And I've talked about how I set up my entities in a previous video. So go ahead and watch that so you can learn a little bit about that process. But at each of our facilities, the facility administrator is the only person who has access to that card. And at one of our facilities, we actually have multiple cards. And this is because we had a really low limit on our credit card initially, and we were often hitting that limit. So the way a credit card works is they'll give you, a $5,000 limit. And if you get up to that point, you can't spend any more money. They'll block you from spending. And so we were trying to spend on a few things, and we just kept hitting that limit. And it was really becoming an issue for us because we had a low limit. I think it was like $1,500, $2,000, really low. And so until we could get that fixed, we were running into those issues. So what we decided to do was get a separate card that would allow us to have some flexibility, float some of that money a little bit, and get it to the point where we didn't have to rely on our administrator to use personal funds and then reimburse them for the things that they were purchasing. So that's how we kind of handled that. We had the money to pay down the card. The problem is it kind of can take them a few days to process that payment. And so we would get to the point where it was like, okay, we hit the limit. I'm going to pay it off, but we're not going to have funds available for 2 or 3 days. How are we going to handle that? And what's that going to be like? So our response was, let's just get an extra card. It's going to help us avoid that issue. And then I also called the credit card company and talked to them about that situation. We're an assisted living facility. We have to buy large amounts of groceries on a pretty regular basis. I need to increase my credit limit, and we were able to get that done. So we have a higher credit limit on that card now. That was the issue previously, and we have an extra card, and that allows us to kind of work through that. So work through your situation. And I'm sure some of you are like, oh my gosh, he has 2 credit cards at one facility. How the heck is, how are they handling this? And there's another one for the other facility. There's 3 credit cards. That's a lot of balls in the air to juggle. For me, personally, it's not a problem. I have a lot of experience working with credit cards and kind of understanding how they work and how to stay on top of them and things like that. So it's not a problem for me. That might be different for you. So take your personal situation into consideration. I've talked about that in a previous video, how to decide if a credit card is right for you. So go ahead and watch that video for more information there. Now, how do we monitor that usage? One of the first things that we did when we gave our facility administrator the business credit card was to give them some guidance on spending limits. For example, we said on purchases other than grocery, we need to give you permission for anything that you spend over $300. And then also if it's like a repair, something goes out, we need at least 2 quotes in order to review that and approve it to make sure we're getting a good price on it. So we review those credit card purchases on a monthly basis as we're reconciling our books. And often this happens more frequently as well. So I would say at least do it on a monthly basis, but sometimes we're doing this weekly or bi-weekly. So just be in there consistently. Make sure that you're aware of the different things that are going on. And if we have a question, we just ask our administrator, hey, what was this? You spent $50 at this place and it doesn't seem right. Like, it looks like you got gas here. What happened? And it's either, we did it the wrong way, or we had approved a purchase for them 2 months ago to get gas for taking a resident somewhere or something like that, and it was okay. And we also ask them to scan their receipts into a Google Drive folder, which will help stay on top of those purchases. I'm going to talk about that in a future video, so I'm going to link that up here once it's available for you. And then paying off the card. So now that we have sufficient funds in the bank, it's easy for us to we've set up the cards to pay it down on auto pay, pay that full balance down on a monthly basis. I'll even sometimes go in there and just kind of pay it down a little more quickly so that we don't have to worry about it. In the beginning, it was difficult. I had to go in probably on a weekly basis and get that down because of that credit limit. And so we're just paying that down on a really regular basis. And then we got into a flow of, this is how much we're spending. This is the credit limit. I think we're okay now. And we haven't run into any issues for quite a while on that. But I'll also just kind of go in there and just check the balance and just see how it is and check some of the purchases, make sure everything is how we would expect it to be, and do that every couple of weeks. It's always good to just keep an eye on what is going on with your card. Now, as far as points, each of our cards do have rewards, which is great. We have cashback rewards cards with Sam's Club and Costco, just depending on which of those clubs and warehouses are near to us. And then we also have a card with a rewards system that is for travel that we use when we fly out to Colorado. Over the last year that we've owned our facilities, we've actually accumulated quite a bit of reward points, which is great. We have enough that we could fly out to Colorado and stay there for a few days, or something like that, which is just awesome. That it just has allowed us to be able to do that. And I've talked a lot about points. I'll reference that up above, and just kind of how you can use them and how you can take advantage of it. So that's how we use our credit card points and how we use our credit card for our business. Comment down below if you use it in a different way or if you have questions about it. I'd love to hear from you on that. Next time, I'm going to start getting into some of the online business tools that are available to you as a small business owner that you can access and use for free and help you operate your business. There are a lot of tools out there. So I'm going to start getting into that in the upcoming videos, and hope that's going to be helpful for you. To learn more about investing in assisted living, make sure you visit me on assistedlivinginvesting.net. I have free content over there, a blog. You can set up a consulting call. I'd love to have conversations with you and help you on your journey, help you be successful. And just follow me on my other social media platforms as well. And remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Keep making progress, step by step by step. It doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. If you are consistent, I promise you that you will be successful. Thanks for watching and have a great day.